The film opens with a young man who lives with a woman who is much older than him. They are Albert and Freya. Even though they are not married, they live together like a married couple, and they almost always make out every day. Freya is a teacher at an elementary school, while Albert works as a carpenter. They have been in a relationship for a long time, but they keep their relationship a secret from anyone, including Freya's neighbors. Because they make out almost every day, Freya is worried that she might get caught, so she goes to the doctor to check her condition, especially since recently she has felt something strange in her. However, when she was examined, it turned out that there was nothing wrong with Freya. Even though their relationship is kept a secret from the public, sometimes Freya still asks Albert out, just to hang out or fill up with gas. Of course, it can be boring if every time you meet it's just for the sake of making out. What's really on their minds? Why is Freya willing to have a relationship with a young man who is so far apart in age? Is she tired of looking for the ideal adult male figure? And what about Albert? Are there no worries about his future? The worries are clear. Freya, who looks fine, actually has anxiety inside her. She often daydreams thinking about all this. But even so, she has to keep living her life and continue to be a good teacher for her students. One day during a break, Freya and her co-workers discussed plans to have a party in the near future. It was also discussed that they should come with their respective partners, whether they are married or not. Hearing that, Freya looked nervous and imagined if she had to come there with Albert. Albert is known to be very quiet and likes quiet places, and if he went to that party, he would definitely be very embarrassed, especially since most of the people there were older than him. One day, an old friend who now lives and works in Copenhagen came to visit. He was surprised to meet Albert again, because they hadn't seen each other for a long time. It turned out that Albert continued his father's profession as a carpenter, after his father passed away. Albert and his father's life are very different. His father is easy to get along with, unlike Albert, who is more withdrawn. Freya, who heard Albert and his friend's conversation, then suggested Albert to join his friend, who knows he will be more successful there, especially since Albert is still young and his future is still long. However, Albert was offended by Freya's suggestion. He said that he would be there with Freya. Although Freya likes it, she thinks Albert's future is more important. Freya hopes Albert can get new experiences out there, and try other better jobs. Albert disagrees, and in the end an argument occurs there. Long story short, the party plan was finally held. Freya came with Albert. But it was true what Freya was worried about. Albert felt uncomfortable there, and so did Freya. Maybe she was embarrassed in front of her friends because she was dating someone who was very far apart in age. When Albert went to the toilet, Freya followed him, and there Freya wanted to invite Albert to make out. But Albert, who was aware of the place, refused Freya's request. He said if they could do it at home. In the end, the event was over and they went home. And sure enough, when they got home they immediately made out many times. That's the plot of our film this time. Hopefully you like it, and see you again in our next film plot.